Stephen Shand, General Manager and Match Secretary of Buckie Thistle Football Club.
What is it you do at Buckie Thistle? Please explain what the general manager role is to viewers.
All right, good question. General Manager role involves an awful lot of different things.
Everything.
Yeah, basically everything. In charge of some staff, it's a bar, the bar manager, bar staff, volunteers, things like that. You're in charge of all them. You do all the hospitalities, the sponsorships. I actually do a lot of the SFA stuff, the admin. Yeah, exactly.
It's a job in itself.
Exactly. So a lot. There's a lot to do day to day. I do the social media. I do as much as I can, even to help players or the manager or the management team. If I can help them, I've done scouting as well for things like that. So yeah, I know. Well, but if it's a local game or something, for example, I went to see it, and I might even be covering it for a paper, but we'll get to that.
So you've been in the role a couple of years now.
Yeah.
How did you end up working in football?
Very lucky, I must say, to get the opportunity from Gary Farker and Daniel Farker to give me this opportunity. It was fantastic. But I mean, I played in the Highland League very briefly as a youngster. Played in the Highland Youth League, actually at Devon Vale.
Stop the interview.
Can't be controversial, that one, but never mind. That's just how it is. And then later on, I got a job which involved covering the Highland League as a reporter. So that was 11 years ago now. I've really enjoyed doing that. So, and still do stuff for Press and Journal now as well.
Nice.
Top of this. So I still really enjoy that. So what actually happened was the opportunity came in 2021. It was actually right at the start of the Buckie 23 game winning run in the league, if you remember that one.
Yeah.
Still didn't win it, amazingly, but it shows how consistent Fraserburgh were. But the opportunity came to commentate on the live stream, and I was like, well, I'll have a go at that. Always fancied doing that.
How do you find that? Because I thought that might be quite nerve-wracking.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I must be good at speaking rubbish, which plenty of people would agree with that one. So
you have just got to keep. You just got to keep talking.
Exactly.
Keep going, don't you?
Yeah, having the knowledge. I had the knowledge of the Highland League already, so that was a huge bonus for me. I can speak pretty well, I would say. So
I'd say so.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Mike. So that was already there. My knowledge of the league. I know the game. I'd like to think, having played in it and covered it, reported on it, whatever you want, for 40 odd years. So again, it is a good experience to have behind you, and I just absolutely love it. I mean, to get involved at Buckie was so lucky at that time, because it was exactly at the start of the 23 game winning run in the league. And then we've had 3 years of Buckie being incredibly consistent and been able to watch some tremendous players and great teams over that period. Has been
absolutely incredible just results.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, no offense, it's all downhill from here, really. I mean,
well,
no offense.
Not at all, Matty. And yeah, let's be honest, this season has obviously been a disappointment, but it can't. Yeah, how can you follow up playing at Celtic Park last season and winning the league?
When you're at the peak of the mountain, what more are you meant to do? I mean, game at Celtic, you win the league title,
exactly,
in dominant fashion, I would say.
Yeah, eventually.
Should have probably won it the previous year.
Yeah.
Went down to the wire, obviously. Breedon.
That's right. Breedon won here, yeah.
But absolutely incredible. I mean,
it was. It really was.
I mean, the 2023-24 season was possibly the greatest in Buckie's history. I mean, what's if you're able to, what's the memory that stands out the best from that year?
I mean, obviously the day at Celtic Park was incredible. What an amazing day to be involved in. But I would have to go for Broxburn away in the third round. Honestly, I've never been.
Didn't see that coming.
I know. I've never been to a game so just an unbelievable football match for just sheer excitement and drama. The game was almost postponed. When we got down there was a bit of the AstroTurf that was frozen still. So we're having to wait for that decision. So we're on edge right from the start. We lost Joe McCabe in the warm-ups, and we were down to bare bones. And Scotty Adams gets sent off 20 minutes in. It's not going well.
No.
And then you go 1-0 down, 10 minutes to go, and you think that's it. And then again, that team just never knew when it was beat. Josh Peters gets the equaliser with the last kick of the ball. I mean, it was 7 minutes into injury time. that, to be honest, we didn't see where it came from either. Broxburn certainly didn't. I thought every time the ball was kicked for the goalkeeper or whatever, he's going to blow. And then Josh Peters got at and he equalised. It was incredible. And then he did it again in injury time. We had 90 up for
Up
for a header.
Do not want to be marking 90 on a corner.
Exactly. Nobody's going to challenge him with it. So 90 with the assist, and Josh Peters equalises again right at the death in extra time. You kind of write it, and then we win in penalties. Just incredible day.
How was the heart during?
That was probably about as high as it's been. It would be interesting to get a reading on some people, and mine included, hearts on that day, because just the reaction. I think I remember, because I've usually got my phone in my hand because I'm doing a report or updating the website and stuff, and then my phone went up in the air. You know, it was like 50 yards away or something. The big column we had to go and find it, and I was ended up on the deck. I think it was just incredible scenes, as they say.
Honestly, it's funny because the amount of footage for and coverage for Buckie over last season, it was fantastic. I mean,
amazing.
BBC, STV,
they were all here.
Just everybody was here, and it's great because obviously I feel like personally, you don't have to agree. I don't feel we get nearly as much.
No, agreed.
Yeah, nearly as much sort of good
spotlight.
Spotlight's a good way of putting it, and I think the Highland League is really underrated. Personally.
Yeah, it's a great league.
Yeah, I think best league in the world. I mean, personally.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
You've got pretty much a different winner every year, and
that's right.
Teams at the bottom are still putting up a fight.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, so what is the biggest challenge for you running a Highland League club?
Costs. I don't think people realise how much money it takes to run a Highland League club, a football club. To me, that's been a big eye opener for me. Getting more and more involved in that side of things as well, in the general manager's role, and it's the bills pile in. It's the cost of everything's going up. It's very difficult that way. So you've got to get the sponsorship in. You've got to get the fans in, the support. You need it. We've got the fans bar here. We need to take income from that as well. So it is very difficult. And there's the amount of volunteers you need, I would say, is a huge thing.
Yeah, volunteers are the backbone of football at this level.
Without a doubt. That's the biggest challenges, I would say, because you kind of get everybody to do that nowadays. Everybody's got busy lives, so you understand.
If someone did want to volunteer for the club, how would they go about starting that journey? Maybe they wanted to do it, but they were a bit nervous or worried about rejection. You can see that a lot.
Come and speak to me would be the first step. I'm certainly, I'd like to think I'm very approachable, and all we need to do is have a chat first. Again, you could message the Facebook page. My number's there on the club Facebook page and on the website. You can contact me, text, phone, whatever you want to do, email, and we can set up a meeting just to discuss what you could do. There's a lot of match day roles that we still need filled. More volunteers required, so that would be great. If you approach me, we're going to do a post soon on and break down exactly what roles are required, because people might not want to be here or be able to be here all day, and that's great. If you just did one thing.
Every little helps.
Exactly. Of course it does, Matt. Of course it does. That would be brilliant.
So obviously money is tight at this level.
Absolutely.
You guys have had a lot of success in recent years. How have you managed to balance ambition with actually, financial sustainability?
It's very difficult. Things like we got funding last year for the floodlights to make them LED. That's obviously going to help our carbon footprint, always all good for the environment, but also it helps our energy bills. And I've just had a meeting yesterday, I said to you earlier, with Climate Action Moray. REAP are involved as well, and we're looking at other ways where we can make the club more sustainable, because that's what you need to do. You need to make the club sustainable with what your income's coming in to what obviously the costs are of running the club. But it's difficult. It's very difficult.
Exactly. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Is there anything exciting events-wise that the club's got going on that you'd like to tell us about?
We've got 11 games left this season. This season's petering out a bit, to be honest, football-wise, but there's still 11 games to go, so please come and support the lads. There's some guys that are, as you know, are on their way out, so it would be good to give them a great send off. Your Joe McCabe's.
All the great work they've done the last couple
exactly.
of years, yeah.
Jack McKeever's going on loan to Elgin, so these guys deserve a great send off for the great service they have made to Buckie. We've got there's an event tonight actually downstairs, and it's a good charity event actually, Murray Scooter Club, but it's a charity one. It's to raise funds towards like a Feeling Blue charity. So we've got events like that. We're going to have more stuff between ourselves and the community. We're looking at stronger links between us and the youth development between us and Buckie Rovers. I've spoke to them recently.
Great to see they're back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. You need
years out in the wild,
exactly. Yeah. You need a team, a junior side. They're in the welfare just now. They'll be aiming to get back in the juniors, I'm sure. We've spoken to them about Merson's Park. They're looking to try and get control of that. So we'd like to be involved and support those kind of things. But I'd say again, the main thing is come and get involved in your local club. Support the team by coming and helping out. We've got some great volunteers here that are just invaluable. And if you can do that to support the club, then great. But keep supporting it as you've done for all these years, because we've got great fans. The Buckie's got a great support.
Oh, completely. Have you had I know it's not been the season you'd hoped for.
No.
Have you got a favourite game this year?
I'd probably go for Socky away in the Scottish Cup. Knew it was going to be a difficult game. They were going well in their league, in East of Scotland Premier League. So it was going to be a tricky one. We weren't in great form. So, and we went down there, played very well, great professional performance. Marcus Goodall, Darrell McCarty scored the goals and a 2-0 win, and we just played really well. We were really solid.
Darrell McCarty header by any chance?
Absolutely, absolutely.
The best bet in football, that.
I know, and from a Jack McKeever cross, which you could probably add to it as well. Not anymore, sadly, for the rest of this season, but yeah, that was a good day.
Magic. So, in your time as general manager, obviously a lot happened, a lot going on.
Yeah.
But have you got something that you're most proud of that involves yourself?
I had a big hand in the Celtic tickets, and we had issues with them, and I think that I'd have to been able to make sure everybody got into that game, because we actually ended up having to get people to collect their tickets on the day.
I always find that nerve-wracking.
Well, exactly. I mean, again, they just weren't arriving in time for people to get them before they left for the game. So, again, people might have been going away for a weekend. They made it a weekend of it in Glasgow, and there was a lot of issues surrounding that. So eventually, we made a choice, and Celtic were great as well. Helping us that way and getting them printed out and fit for collection there. But myself and a couple of the volunteers, it was Leon and Callum, we went down and organised it at the ticket office when we arrived at Parkhead. So to make sure everybody got in, because there was 2,500 fans there.
I saw the buses.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
It was brilliant. It was amazing, and such a buzz around the town. But it was also we had nights, quite a few nights in the Ace Winches selling the tickets, getting the tickets collected. So it was a pretty busy time.
I can certainly imagine.
I'm pretty proud of that one.
You do it all again, though, right?
Of course, we had to go to Parkhead, absolutely.
So obviously, Celtic Park last year.
Yeah.
League title last year. Second the year before.
Yeah.
What are you guys sort of thinking towards? What's your vision for the next sort of 5 or so seasons?
Next 5 or 3 years, I would say to want to get back challenging, like we have done in the previous 3 or 4 seasons. It hasn't happened this season. Big changes at the club. Spider leaving was massive. 10 years at the club.
Absolutely.
Of course, that's exactly. I mean, and he had a big imprint on the whole club. He was a big player behind the scenes as well as manager. Just a huge presence at the football club. But Louis has been here 18 years. You can't say that about many people given that amount of service.
I didn't realise it was that long.
18 years, and we've actually still got a longer serving one. Daisy Strong. This is his 20th coming up. It's amazing.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it? The dedication to one club. and that's guys that can lose no local. He's Inverness, so it's not easy.
Yeah, that's
That dedication is so impressive, and Louis deserved the chance, to lead the team. And I've been impressed with him, especially behind the scenes. He's a great guy to deal with. We've got a great relationship. I would certainly hope, certainly from my side, and I'm hoping he can turn things around and bring that level of success back.
For a transitional season,
with
a lot out, a lot in.
Players out as well.
Yeah, exactly, and the sort of emotional come down.
Yeah,
like I would say finishing upper mid-table. Isn't the worst thing in the Highland League, especially when you've got a few money clubs.
You do.
Let's not beat around the bush. Don't have to name them.
That's just how it is.
There's money in this league.
Yeah.
Look at the bottom of the league. There's money as well.
Yes, indeed.
So,
I would know exactly what you're speaking about. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure he'll turn it around, and there's a good core of boys, and hopefully, the right. It's all a lot of it's luck as well.
Of course it is. Anyway. We've had some bad luck this season, and I think quite often comes, doesn't it? It's strange. You get a lot when you're on a roll. Yeah. When you're not in a roll, the opposite roll, you don't get it. It's you make your own luck. Louis said that himself, and he'll want to put his own imprint on the team. It's at the end of the day, it's Spider who signed a lot of these players, so it's a big change for everyone. And Louis will get there. I'm pretty confident of it. I've got a lot of faith in him. A lot of faith in him. Yeah.
Who's the most entertaining player you've seen grace Victoria Park? Not necessarily this season or the seasons you've been here, but just in general.
In general, I'd still go for who I hear all this time is Andy McCaskill. Just a genius of a player. His touch, honestly, I joke with him to other people about his touch being Premier League, but honestly, it is frightening, like how good his touch is, and just such a clever football player. It's something. It's a kind of player I really love, a creative number 10, if you like.
Yeah.
Tuck in midfielder, but
it's not always something you see at this level as well.
Exactly.
So when you do see that, it brings people through the gates.
The ability to play a ball in behind a defence. Beat a man. I mean, when I first came, 21-22 season in that run, he was unbelievable. There was some weeks it was a world class goal every game. For him, it was just incredible, and it's been a flipping privilege to watch that man play football here.
Beautiful. Magic. What would you say to somebody that was maybe on the fence, maybe moved to the area or local, maybe just a bit nervous about coming down?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to them to get them through the turnstiles and come watch Thistle play?
Come watch Buckie. I think it's good value for money, as you said before. The Highland League's a great league. I think it's so competitive. It's a family league, though. I think you can come to Buckie and feel like part of the whole shebang, the club. It's a family-run club, family-run league, I think. So I think it's a great club to be a part of. Yeah, get yourself to Victoria Park. I would get in touch with us to say that you're considering it, and we would have you along to see the place. We've had that. We've done that with people from America, from Canada. We've had a couple of German people here.
Stephen King made it yet?
Stephen King has not made it, but he's one of our fans.
One day.
One day. So, we're very welcoming here at Victoria Park, and just get in touch with us, and we would love to have you here.
I certainly find at this level of football that you can approach I couldn't message Manchester United and be like,
no.
Hey, I'm a bit nervous about maybe, coming. It's a new experience for me. Some people find that difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact that you're welcoming to these sort of messages and to get people to be like, hey, come on, we'll show you the place. Let's... And what, 10 quid to get in?
That's right.
What can you get for 10 quid these days?
Not a lot.
No.
And I tell you what you have here as well, if you're coming regular, is familiarity. It's going to be the same person in the turnstile that lets you in. It's going to be the same person that serves you a pie hut. Yeah. It's going to be me doing whatever I'm doing. Yeah. So again, that's a big part of it. Well, exactly. Right? They want to go somewhere they feel a safe place, if you like. Yeah. Where they're going to know people and they're going to feel comfortable, like you said. Victoria Park's definitely that. Just thanks for having me. It's an absolute. It's been a pleasure. I've obviously dealt with you in the past in other I know that with other hearts, but it's great being able to do these sort of things, and it's good to be able to plug anything we're doing at a club. Just please get involved. We need more people involved. We said this at the meeting, the AGM and the fans forum recently. We need people to support a club, whether it's doing what you're doing and coming to games and buying the jog spot, spending your money here when you're here in the pie hut or in the bar, whatever it might be, or at hospitality. Come and enjoy it, folks. It's a great day out. But come and volunteer if you can. Just an hour or two is great, because it's not expected. It's all a bonus for us here at Buckie Thistle.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be the games. I mean,
no.
What you could have if you
could be during the week. Yeah, exactly.
Wednesday night games, Tuesday night games.
Yeah, exactly. That we've got you're selling raffles, people helping in the boardroom. Serving teas and coffees, for example. You could be coming and tidying up after a game on a Sunday. You could, or on a Thursday. We've got people doing that. You could maybe even helping the groundsman if he lets you.
Groundsmen have always found their very.
He's very territorial,
territorial.
That's the one. But he's an absolute. What a legend. The work he does here is incredible. I'd like to mention him, Alan Grant, for the work he puts in here. Derek Cowie is here a lot. John Davidson and all the volunteers on match days and stuff. Thank you so much for your time that you put into the club, folks. Without you, we're not running it. So a big thank you to them while we're here.